we've got four main expressions at the moment. We've got the South Island Single Malt, 25-year-old, it's a lightly peaty whiskey. We've got the High Wheeler, 21-year-old. Both of these are aged in American Oak ex-bourbon. And then we go into our more popular whiskies, which are the Omaruvian and the Doublewood. Now these two have been aged in both American Oak ex-bourbon and New Zealand red wine casks. So they really are unlike any other whiskey in the world, and they're incredibly popular.
We have two special releases we've undertaken in the last 2 years. Our 1987 30-year-old single malt, or the Otago commemorative cask. We also launched this year the Spirit of Munro, and that was a commemorative whiskey honouring the achievements of that legendary Southlander, Bert Munro. Crowdfunding is critical for our future and our longevity. It will assist us in undertaking our own production at volume and at good cost. But without production, we don't have a future.
Our new stills are quite exciting actually. It will be the first time in New Zealand in a while where stills of this capacity have been in the country, and so that's a nice feeling. Beautiful copper stills, and we're doing something quite different. The large wash still is going to have a stainless kettle, and it goes a little bit against tradition, but that will improve efficiency, and we won't lose that wonderful copper taste of your onion and your lie arm and all that. That's where all the magic happens.
And when I saw the opportunity to get involved in New Zealand, and the fact that at that time, back in 2009, there were only one or two active people in whisky in New Zealand, I jumped at the chance to get involved in setting the tone of the industry and really making sure that we pursued that quality and a real commitment to world-class whisky coming from New Zealand with its own style, its own characteristics to go onto the world stage.
We have secured a fabulous premise not far from here. It keeps us within the precinct, which is a recognised tourist area. We want to be maintaining our location near Oamaru and certainly announcing to the world that we're back into production.
So I've been with the New Zealand Whisky Company almost 4 years. In that time we've seen an 83% growth in sales through the cellar door only. Now we've got a really small space currently in the cellar door, so what crowdfunding will enable us to do is expand into a much larger space. Currently we can get about 10 or 15 people in the cellar door. With a larger space we can get up to 50 people in the cellar door, so we're going to see a huge growth of tour groups here.
The building's beautiful, but you can't fit a still in here. I can't get a concrete floor in here. That's the problems when you have a 130-year-old building, is you have to look after it. It's like having a convertible and you have a big family and it's only got 2 seats. As beautiful as that car is, you can't use it. And unfortunately, this building has just outgrown its purpose. The crowdfunding would just to get us in a building that's purpose-built, that ticks all the boxes, is what we need for this. Because how can we grow when we're restricted by the house that we live in?
Here we are inside the old Northern Hotel. As you can see, it's a pretty rough looking blank canvas, but what crowdfunding will enable us to do is turn this rough old space into a beautiful cellar door that people can come into and experience our great whisky in.
A stone's throw from our current premise. This is the old Heinz building and foundry. It's a rough gem, but she's going to polish up beautifully, and it's just perfect.
Please join us, have a look at the information, ask any questions, and we'd love to keep in touch over at Dram or over a dividend or over a shareholders meeting. We'll look forward to having you on board.